guys, today we're going to talk about conscious connection. Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly. So today we're talking about conscious connection and why you are going to want to invest some energy into creating these types of connections in your life. So today I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how to make that possible. But let's start off with why conscious connection is so important. You see, we are community-oriented people. We thrive on connections. We thrive on our community and love being a part of a tribe. Well, why is that so important? Well, traditionally, that was because we developed better in numbers. So we just depended on each other for survival. Well, now we're kind of shifting into more of a digital world where our connections are either more online or they're not as fulfilling. And this makes it even more pressing and even more important to start using the consciousness aspect of conscious connection to fulfill and satisfy this need we have to belong. So when we're talking about consciousness, that requires us to be intentional and purposeful about making and developing and ensuring that we have satisfying relationships in your life. I want you to start right now by looking at all the people in your life. Maybe close your eyes or just write this down in a journaling exercise. Think about all the people you're connected with and then ask yourself, how deep or fulfilling is each one of those connections? One of the easiest ways to do that is to scale it from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not satisfied, 5 is neutral, and 10 is going to be completely satisfied. On the scale, rate each of those relationships that you're currently engaged in. If you don't have at least a couple that are rated at the 9 or 10 level, then you need this video more than ever. All right, let's dive into the first tip, which is make conscious choices. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of you being consciously aware of how you're connecting to people. Are you making and developing friendships out of convenience or because they're familiar? Maybe you have legacy friends that no longer serve you, that maybe you've outgrown, but you hang on to them because, well, that's what you know. We have to start making conscious decisions on whether or not the relationships you're in are serving you, and if they're not, then we have to start developing relationships that can serve us or start redeveloping the relationship we have to make them more fulfilling. Now, how do you do that? Well, maybe the relationships you have need to have more conversations or have boundaries or to have more buy-in. If you actually go to some of those people in your life and say, hey, I'm really looking for our relationship to evolve. Would you be willing to do this with me? You'd be surprised at how many people might just want to go on that journey with you. All right, this leads me to the next tip, which is be vulnerable. Friendship requires vulnerability. It requires a level of depth, meaning, and honesty. And many times in relationships, we've been hurt, we have been broken, we have been abused, and so we tend to close off our hearts or close down certain aspects of who we are. When we're in that state of being, we're not being vulnerable. We're not true to the authentic version of who we are, and we're withholding love from the people around us. If you truly want those conscious connections to be satisfactory number 10, we have to be willing to make those risks. One of the ways that I do this is that I have this mindset that I choose not to punish new people in my life for the mistakes that other people have done to me. What I mean by that is each new person that enters my life gets a blank slate. Though I have been hurt and abused and abandoned and betrayed, that I choose to allow those mistakes to stay with the people who made them and not allow my heart and my desires to close or restrict when it comes to connecting with this new person. So be willing to be vulnerable, and I bet you'll be surprised at what you'll receive in return. Okay, next is my third and final tip, which is invest time and energy. This should come as a no-brainer, but boy, this is probably the hardest tip of all of them when it comes to creating conscious connections. Honestly, we're all busy. In fact, we don't have any time to waste in most of our lives. We have kids and responsibilities and works and spouses. We have so many things that are demanding our attention every given second of every given day. This makes it very, very difficult to keep friendships and keep those connections alive. But you have to ask yourself, What is your life like when you don't have those connections? Do you feel empty? Do you feel a void? Do you feel a longing? Well, how much is that costing you when it leads down to the path of depression? Whereas on the other side, when we make that investment, when we set aside some time, what does that give you? Probably fulfillment, meaning, purpose, joy. You see, that investment that seems to be a difficult decision in the beginning actually has a longer-term residual positive effect than it would if you continue to say no. So I encourage you to make time for those friendships. Find those friendships that are really rating the 8, 9, or 10 on your scale of satisfaction and invest energy. Sometimes it could be simple as a text or a phone call or just going to coffee. Take it from someone whose schedule is booked from 9 to 9 most days. I always find time for the people I love. Why? Because it not only serves me, but it also serves them. So make that space and make that time in your life. All right, hopefully you've learned something from this video. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are here for you every step on your personal development journey. Don't forget, we have a live event coming up September 22nd and 23rd. You're going to want to snag tickets early before the prices go up and before we sell out. Now's your chance to get them. Just click the link below and we'll be happy to take you on a journey to joy. Until next week, I'm Bonnie Kelly. Did you enjoy this week's video? I sure hope so. I'm here to help you break through all those limitations and all of the insecurities. If you're ready to start doing the work right now and investing 10 minutes or less a day, check out my 21-day emotional detox. You can try it right now, 7 days free. Just click the link below. Until next time, I'm Bonnie Kelly.